Welcome to Digital Asset News. Top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets, and break them down into bite-sized pieces. Today we've got a lot of interesting stories, a lot of connecting of the dots. First thing, Steemit joins Tron network and Steem price skyrockets over 25%. And this isn't the only thing that Tron's done. They've been doing a lot of acquisitions, and we're going to get deep into this story. Also, XRP just snapped a 2-year bear trend, and here's why. Two analysts are flipping bullish, and why this is good news for all the XRP army and everybody who believes in XRP. And Bitcoin price drop nets Bitfinex Whale $10 million in 5 minutes. This was just an incredible story, and I had to share it with everybody. And not just that, but we've seen the overall market cap drop from about 306 billion down to about 280 billion. And right now, as we speak, it is January 16th in the late afternoon, and the price of Bitcoin is still below 10K, so we'll see what happens. All these stories, plus we'll go over the scam of the day. And I want to say thanks for everybody who's contributed. We'll go over this at the very last part of the video, but let's get into today's stories. First up, fascinating, Steemit. It doesn't join Tron. See, it says here, Steemit joins Tron network, and it does. It's going to join. It makes it sound like it's a membership-based type of thing. But what really happened here is that Tron just bought Steem. They just bought Steemit, and that's essentially what happened. So the thumbnail is essentially Tron going through everything as far as the world goes and just buying up a ton of different acquisitions, and it's amazing to me because when I see these types of companies go through and start doing acquisition after acquisition after acquisition, it's meaning they are planning for the long term. So I know people like to say, well, it's a scam, and this is a scam, and that's a scam. When you're putting in a ton of money to buy different companies to expand your reach as a corporation, you are doing the right things as a business is supposed to do to grow. It's not like a scam comes in like you get those scams from, there's some prince from an African country and needs your money. He's not going to take your money and then invest in some kind of infrastructure or something like that. That's a scam. When we see stuff like this, it's not. Let's get into the story. So Steemit Inc., a decentralized blockchain-based social media and blogging platform, has announced today, February 14th, I guess this is Friday, that it will partner with Tron Foundation. The two companies will start working together now in order to unite Steemit and its blockchain-based dApps with the Tron blockchain. That's interesting because we've been hearing a lot about dApps, decentralized applications. We hear it from EOS, we hear it from Ethereum being the major one, we hear it from Cardano, and I believe that dApps and decentralized finance is going to be the major mover of the cryptocurrency digital asset market. I think it's going to push the market capitalization extremely high. So when you got Tron in there and they're doing all these things, then everything might just blow up as time moves on. Now, just to be transparent, here are the projects that I've invested into. These include Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, EOS, and Chainlink. So when I talk about these things, it's because I'm biased, because I have a natural bias towards these things because I have invested into them. However, like I've talked about before, I don't care what project goes up, because any type of project in the cryptocurrency or digital asset space that increases means it brings recognition to the entire niche market that we are in, known as cryptocurrency. So Tron isn't a part of my portfolio. It used to be, but it's not anymore. Not that I don't believe in these projects, just that I wanted to consolidate. So when I hear about these types of things and these stories that is pushing these types of projects to mass adoption, and they're growing and they're doing acquisitions, they're doing the right things, it gets me excited because it's not like I'm going to directly benefit from it, but I will indirectly benefit from it. So I don't understand why people have like this Bitcoin maximalism or XRP maximalism or Dogecoin maximalism or whatever craziness it is. It doesn't make any sense to me. We're in a very small market, so let's just cheer for each other. Because, I mean, once one makes it, what's good for one is good for all. And when the water comes into the harbor, all the ships rise. All right, let's get going. So the two companies will harmonize their services and products to their users. On one hand, Tron Foundation is bringing on board more than 20 million users to access services and products offered by Steemit. And then Steemit is bringing over 1 million users to the community. Now, although it's a big difference, the two entities offer different services to their users. Thus, the partnership will be very strategic in growing the alliance in the respective companies. And I think it's a win-win situation. I mean, if you got something like Steemit, which is like a blogging platform where they reward different types of producers, like our creators. If you write a good blog, then you get tipped in Steem and everything else. And then with the Tron Foundation, a lot of decentralized apps and just it's a big community that's growing every day because of the acquisitions that they've done, and it's pretty cool to see. So moving on, Steemit popular services include the YouTube alternative DTube. And if you don't know what DTube is, it's like dtube.com or d.tube or something like that. If you do a search, you'll find it. It's just like YouTube, but just on a decentralized platform. They've got a fitness DApp called ActiveFit, never heard of it, and also an Instagram like Apex, never heard of it. Now again, just because I haven't heard of it doesn't mean it's not big somewhere else, but you can kind of see what's going on here. So they're just consolidating this into the umbrella that is Tron. You know who else did a pretty good job of that? Facebook. Facebook said, you know what, if we want to grow, if we want to really branch out, we are just, there's only so much that we can do within our circle. But as we start to acquire these companies, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever else that they've acquired so far since then. I mean, these are huge acquisitions, and look what happened to them. They became a world-dominating power as far as social media goes. So I see Tron doing the same things. Hey, great for them. Going on, it says the partnership will further Tron's agenda in partnering with top firms in order to provide a dynamic ecosystem to its customers. Tron has in the past partnered with huge companies like Samsung. That's a pretty decent sized company. Opera, and some others. And this got me thinking, because I've been in the space for a couple of years now, like probably you have, and I remember different acquisitions that they've done. So I started to think about, well, what kind of acquisitions have they done, and mergers or partnerships? And then it got me to think about this. I'm like, hold on, Steemit, and Steem. They're combined, or they're connected because of one entity or one person. That's Dan Larimer. And Dan Larimer, he was the creator or co-creator of Steemit and Steem. And also, you know what else he created? EOS. So can you kind of see where things are going? Now, Dan Larimer has kind of stepped back a little bit from Steemit. I understand all these things, but they're all kind of within that ecosystem, and it's not a coincidence that all these things are kind of converging. And you can see just this big overlap of not overlap of services, but everything coming into the umbrella that is Tron. So, I mean, say what you will about Tron. Some people say it's a scam and Justin Sun and blah, blah. You can't take one thing away from him. That guy's a hell of a marketer. That guy is a great marketer. Doesn't matter what he's got, he's able to get people talking, whether they be positive or negative. And I got to tell you, marketing doesn't matter what it is. As long as you get people's eyeballs onto the screen or talking about your product, you're a winner. You won the day, because that's your job as a marketer. And that's what Justin Sun does extremely well, even though you might not agree with his products. That's just how it is. So, yeah, pretty good for that. So this got me to thinking again about, like, what else have they acquired? Well, I know that they've acquired BitTorrent, and if you're not familiar with BitTorrent, it's a file sharing service. It is a global entity, and it was a pretty big buy. I think they bought it for like 140 million cash or something crazy like that. And then also, they put a big stake into the exchange Poloniex, and that's no small feat. So they're just spending money all over the place, and they're doing the things they're supposed to do, acquiring, mergers, and partnerships. And then also, they took a big took a big bite. They acquired the blockchain app store CoinPlay. And I wasn't really familiar with CoinPlay, but it says here in the article, Tron intends to contribute to the aggregation of a wide range of blockchain apps and decentralized applications, dApps, on one platform, eliminating the need to look up those apps at conventional app stores, according to the announcement on Tron's blog. So this is an amazing thing, I think. And when I saw this, it didn't really resonate with me too much, but I've been hearing different things throughout this community, throughout the cryptocurrency area. And when I start to put these pieces together, I'm like, damn, these guys are doing a lot of work, a lot of acquisitions, and they're making the right moves to become a powerhouse down the line. Now, are they going to be the next Bitcoin? Are they anywhere near to Bitcoin? No, they're not. But they've done a lot of different things right now. And I know some of you are just screaming out, screaming at the screen now going, they're not Bitcoin. Or if you're a Tron maximalist, you're like, how dare you say that? Listen, everybody's doing good work. Everybody just calm down. Stay in your lane. You can't do everything for everybody. Just relax. It's going to be okay. I'm glad that Tron's doing well. I'm glad that Bitcoin is doing well. Glad that Dogecoin and Tomato Coin, well, not Tomato Coin. Tomato Coin is ridiculous. But you know what I mean. So my thoughts are this. Great job for Tron. Let's see what happens in 2020. Moving on. XRP snapped a 2-year bear trend, and here's why 2 analysts are flipping bullish. And this is all TA. So for all you TA people, this is all about you. So Josh Olzowicz, an analyst at Brave New Coin, says the third largest cryptocurrency just broke out of a 680-day bear trend after climbing above 29 cents. Congratulations, XRP. Long time coming. In addition, he says XRP is now above its 200-day exponential moving average, a metric that tracks price data that a lot of you TA guys know. According to Olszewicz, the spot price of XRP is also above the Ichimoku cloud, which is an umbrella term for a collection of indicators that trace lines of support and resistance and track potential shifts. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm not a TA guy. I leave that to the smarter people. Have fun with that. But it's a good way to kind of take a look at things of where they might go. No one can predict the future. It kind of just shows you, where you've been and where you're at right now, and possibly where you might potentially go. But no one's got a crystal ball again. Fellow analyst Johnny Mo, that's a good name, Johnny Mo, says XRP's trading volumes are rising to levels, this is where it gets interesting, not seen since the crypto market bull run of 2017. Well, I like that. He states with February only halfway complete, monthly volume is 1.15 billion. December 2017 monthly volume was 2.26 billion. There's a non-trivial chance that XRP is about to explode. And I couldn't agree more. Look, XRP is the third ranked cryptocurrency or digital asset by market cap right now. It is sitting at like 30 cents, somewhere around there, 30, 31 cents, depending. There is no reason why it can't move up. Now, I know a lot of you, some of you people just despise XRP. That's fine. But you have to say like this, in the next bull run that comes around, do you not think that it can double, triple, quadruple, 8x, 10x its price right now? That's insane to think that you couldn't, especially with the utility going on with all the different banks that are using it, with MoneyGram, with the cross-border remittances that's going on. MoneyGram right now is using, 10 billion or 10% of all the transactions between Mexico and the US, and that's going to jump to 20% this year alone in 2020. So I think that with XRP and how they're doing things, I think there is a good chance that they could see a little bump in price. We will see. Me personally, I've made my own prediction that it will at least go back to its all-time high, especially with all the different roads that have been laid. Because remember in 2017, XRP, it wasn't, first of all, you couldn't even purchase it very easily. You had to go to Binance. And that was okay until in 2017, Binance shut down registrations because there were so many people. You could not get a Binance account to buy XRP. And you couldn't buy it at Coinbase. XRP wasn't on Coinbase until 2019. So if you're telling me that the last bull run, which is all speculation, retail market, it's still speculation, all the retail investors, that now with all the easy access to XRP, people won't be buying it up at 30 cents, I think you're crazy. Moving on. So last up, it says the former hedge fund manager, because there's always a negative to every positive story. Former hedge fund manager and CEO of crypto investment bank Galaxy Digital, which is Mike Novogratz, recently said he thinks XRP will massively underperform Bitcoin in 2020. He says most institutional investors he meets with continue to be focused on Bitcoin. Of course they're focused on Bitcoin, because when he meets with institutional investors, that's what he pushes them on, because he is a huge investor into Bitcoin. Why would he go to institutional investors and go, hey, you know what, guys, I got a ton of Bitcoin that I'm responsible for and I have invested in, and I think it's really great, but I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin. Let me talk about XRP for a second. Are you out of your mind? Of course that's what they're going to say. It's like your buddy down the street. Maybe the only thing that he's into is like NFL football, right? He's like, hey, the Chiefs are great. The Chiefs are awesome. You're like, can we Is there anything else you want to talk about, man? And it's just like, that's the only thing in his world. It's the same thing with Mike Novogratz. So don't pay attention to what people are saying. See what they are doing behind the scenes. And I believe Mike Novogratz probably has a big stash of XRP. But who knows? Just a theory. Moving on. Last up, Bitcoin price drop nets Bitfinex whale 10 million in 5 minutes. That's a pretty sweet deal. So on February 15th, just yesterday, Bitcoin price briefly reclaimed the 10K mark after a tumultuous day of trading that saw the price drop 5.35% to 98.53. According to data from Skew Analytics, the swift 5.5 drop resulted in $90 million worth of liquidated leveraged positions at BitMEX. So for all you TA people and all you guys who like to day trade and do the trading, good luck. That's all I can say. That's not my thing. I mean, you can make a lot of money. Like this one guy apparently made, $10 million. I mean, that's pretty great. But look at all these people on the back end, $90 million. So everybody can do what they want to do. That's not my thing. I don't like to gamble too much. I've been in Las Vegas long enough. I don't live there anymore. I live in Texas, but I'm just not a big gambler. And I always feel like that's kind of like gambling. But some people prove me wrong. So for all you TA guys and traders and whatever else, more power to you. Moving on. Oh yeah, it gets really interesting here because I didn't know that this even existed. In the Bitfinex leaderboard, there is a Bitfinex leaderboard, and you can turn it on and it says show the top 50 profit and losses. And once he did, it's the same gentleman, or lady, I don't know who it is, at Joe007. He was featured in one of my stories before about him talking about how he didn't believe that we were really in a bull market, and played out pretty well for him because he made 9 million realized or unrealized profits in a very short amount of time. So that's pretty amazing. I didn't know that was a thing, Bitfinex leaderboard, but if you're on Bitfinex, you can go ahead and check that out and follow this guy. Maybe he seems to know something that's going on. Or maybe he's just a big whale that is able to pump and dump and do everything else he wants to do because he has so much Bitcoin. Remember, we're in a market where not a lot of people are into. So you can have somebody like this guy really screw things up for everybody else. Just depends on what he wants to do. And some people say, no, whales can't do that. Really? You don't think so? Okay, we'll keep going. So, popular crypto trader and Cointelegraph contributor Philb, okay, also posted the above chart to his Telegram group and pointed out that Bitcoin's price dropped as a sell wall was removed. So a sell wall, someone said, hey, I want to sell Bitcoin for $10,002 and I have 10,000 of these coins. And once that gets all sold out, then it drops to the next level, whatever that could be. So Phil suggests that Joe007 took advantage of thin order books the weekend in order to slam Bitcoin's price below 10 grand. And he says, looks like Phoenix Whale dumped. So sure. And the rest of the article pretty much just goes down and more TA and more TA and whatever else. But it doesn't really matter. Here's what it all comes down to. Bitcoin price went down. The total market cap went down. And nothing has really changed. There may be whales and they may be screwing around with everything, or maybe they're not. It doesn't really matter in the long run. You have to understand is what do you really believe? Because if you're a day trader, I can't help you. But if you're somebody like me who just dollar cost average in and says, okay, I'm going to put in, $25 or $50 a week into this investment to Bitcoin, to Ethereum or XRP or whatever you're going to do, and you don't really worry about the fluctuations, which is a pretty stress-free way. I mean, I've got a ton of stuff to do. I got a couple of businesses. I got a charity organization for kids. I don't have a lot of time. So this is like my only downtime when I make these videos, honestly. But it really comes down to is, do you think that it's time to sell or time to move? Or do you think that the fundamentals have not changed? Do you think has Bitcoin been hacked? Has something radically changed with Ethereum and how it operates? Is there something really wacky with XRP, if you're an XRP or Cardano or EOS? Has something really fundamentally changed? If the answer is no, then just stick with your position, because I think it's all going to work out pretty well. The things that screw things up is when people sell too fast, because we don't want to be that one pizza guy, the guy who sold whatever it was, 1,000, 10,000 Bitcoin for a pizza, and now he's kicking himself. You don't want to be that guy. I always think to myself, well, I can only lose money if I sell. And if I just sit on this, I mean, one might not make it out of my 6, but I think the other 5 might. Or maybe I just hit half. Who knows? But it doesn't matter because I don't need all 6 to hit. I just need 2, 3, or even 1 to hit big, and I'm happy. I'm really happy for what I invested in. So that's it for today's video. I want to say thanks for sticking with me. If you got a couple more minutes, stick around. We're going to go over the scam of the day and bust these scammers. So as people FOMO in or come into the space in 2020, 2021, they don't get screwed out of their money. So if you got a little bit of time, let's go over scam of the day. So if you're new to the channel, hey, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Here's what I've done, or what we've done as a community. I try to eliminate these scams. And the reason is because people come in, I don't want them to get screwed over. If one person comes in and gets screwed over by a scammer, that person tells 10 people, those 10 people tell 100, 100 tells 10,000. And it's the same type of rigmarole, like, hey, cryptocurrency is awful, and it's used for scams, and it's used for Silk Road, and it's used to buy hitmen. It's awful. Stay away from it, right? We don't want that. We want people to come in, feel safe, not get screwed over, and keep their money and actually make money, because that's what the whole community is about. So every video that I do, in the description is going to be a section right underneath, and it's going to say scam of the day. And right next to scam of the day is a link. You're going to click on that link. That link's going to take you to this handy dandy Google spreadsheet, and it's going to be scam of the day. And what we're looking at is, now we've done a lot. We busted a lot of scams for all your help. So thanks, guys and ladies. What we're looking for here is if there is a blank spot for date removed, that means that it's still active. So we don't have a lot hanging around, just this one for some reason. I don't know why, but everything else has been gone. So last couple of days we got some more to deal with. Oh, so here's the thing. To protect you, if you're not familiar with scams, treat everything like it's a scam until proven otherwise. Let me say that again. Treat everything like a scam until proven otherwise. If you think that XRP is giving away, or Ripple's giving away XRP, you're wrong. They don't. If you think that Binance is doing an airdrop, they don't do that. If you think Ledger's giving away nanos, they're not doing that. So if you don't listen to me, at least go to the authentic website from Ripple to Binance to EOS to whoever it is, and just send them an email. Hey, are you doing an airdrop and giving away 10,000 Bitcoin? No? Oh, I thought you were. Hey, Ledger, you guys giving away? No, you're not giving names. Hey, Ripple, no, you're not? Okay, thanks. Just go to the website, but the easiest way is just treat everything like a scam until proven otherwise. Cool? Cool. So the thing we want to do to get rid of these is we're going to click on this video link. It's going to take us to the actual scam. We're looking for, first we check out the comments, if they ever load. So the comments, it looks like it's a scam, but we're not for sure. What we're looking for is an asymmetrical giveaway. What does that mean? It says some kind of nonsense like this. Ripple, if you want to participate, just navigate to the XRP airdrop, and to verify address, send us 1,000 to 1,000,000 XRP, and we'll send you back 10,000 to 10 million. Sounds great? It's not. It's a scam. So that is an asymmetrical giveaway, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to downvote it. I dislike this. We're going to click on the report, and most of the scammers hide it. So you're going to click on these 3 dots, report, and we're going to go to spam or misleading. We're going to say this is a scam or fraud, and this applies to links from the video description. We're going to click next. And then we're just going to say this is a scam, and report, and we're done. So if you're doing this on a desktop computer or PC or Mac or whatever, it's going to go through all those steps. But if you're doing it mobile, if you just click on scam, that's all you have to do. So it's very simple, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that's it for today's video. So thanks for sticking with me through the rants. I really appreciate it. If you like these types of videos, there's gonna be 2 more showing up on your left and right. Don't know what they are, but they are curated for your viewing pleasure by YouTube. I almost said by Ripple. And when you get a chance, take a look, check out those videos. If not, I will see you on the next one.